I need to confess something. About 2 years ago, I sat on my couch after work, opened my phone, and 45 minutes later, I had spent $312. On what? I genuinely could not tell you. A jacket I wore once, some kitchen gadget still in its box somewhere, shoes I forgot I owned until I found them in the closet 6 months later. And the worst part wasn't the money. The worst part was how I felt while I was doing it. Because I wasn't happy. I wasn't excited. I was just doing it, like scratching an itch that kept coming back the second I stopped scratching. And when I finally put the phone down and looked at my bank account, I felt this wave of guilt and emptiness that I know you felt too. That wasn't a shopping problem. That was a chemical problem. Your brain has a drug dealer living inside it, and every time you open a shopping app, that dealer goes to work. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how this works and how to shut it down. So here's what's actually happening in your skull every time you buy something you didn't plan to buy. There's a chemical in your brain called dopamine. And most people think dopamine is the pleasure chemical, the thing that makes you feel good. That's wrong. Dopamine is not about pleasure. Dopamine is about anticipation. It's the chemical of wanting, not having. This is a critical difference that changes everything. Your brain doesn't release dopamine when you receive the package. It releases dopamine when you click Add to Cart. The wanting is the high. The getting is the letdown. Think about the last thing you bought online. Remember how exciting it felt to browse, to find it, to click buy? Now remember how it felt when the package actually showed up 3 days later. Barely anything, right? Maybe you opened it, looked at it for 30 seconds, and set it aside. That's dopamine doing exactly what it was designed to do. It rewards the hunt, not the catch. And companies know this. They've spent billions engineering the perfect dopamine loop. The infinite scroll shows you one more thing you might want. The one-click purchase removes every barrier between the urge and the action. The countdown timer creates artificial urgency so your logical brain doesn't have time to intervene. The push notification pulls you back in exactly when the last dopamine hit is wearing off. Every single feature of every shopping app on your phone was designed by people who understand your dopamine system better than you do. You're not browsing a store. You're sitting inside a machine that was built to make your brain secrete chemicals until your wallet is empty.
Now let me show you what this costs in real numbers, because the math made me physically uncomfortable. A study from Slick Deals found that the average American spends about $5,300 a year on impulse purchases. But here's what makes it worse. 83% of those people said they felt regret afterward. 83%. That means for every $100 you impulse spend, you regret 83 of them. You didn't even enjoy the thing your brain told you that you desperately needed. But the real damage isn't what you spent, it's what you didn't build. That $5,300 invested annually at 8% average return becomes over 80 grand in 10 years, over 260 grand in 20 years. Your dopamine system isn't just costing you $5,000 a year, it's costing you $250,000 over 2 decades, one add to cart at a time. And your brain celebrated every single one of those clicks like it won a prize.
So how do you beat a system that billion-dollar companies built specifically to exploit your neurochemistry? You don't beat dopamine. You redirect it. First, delete the shortcut. Every shopping app on your phone's home screen is a loaded weapon pointed at your wallet. Move them off your home screen. Delete the ones you don't absolutely need. Make the purchase process require effort. Because dopamine is lazy, it chases the easiest reward. Add 3 steps between the impulse and the purchase, and your dopamine system will lose interest and go find something else to chase. Second, the cart graveyard technique. When you feel the urge to buy something, put it in the cart. Don't buy it, just cart it. This gives your brain the dopamine hit of the hunt without the financial damage. Then leave it there for 72 hours. I promise you, 90% of the time you'll come back and wonder what you were thinking. That's not you changing your mind. That's the dopamine wearing off and your prefrontal cortex finally getting a word in. Third, replace the loop. Your brain isn't addicted to shopping, it's addicted to dopamine. And dopamine doesn't care where it comes from. Exercise produces it, learning something new produces it, even checking off items on a to-do list produces it. The trick isn't to stop chasing dopamine. You can't. It's to give your brain a dopamine source that builds your life up instead of draining your bank account down.
Look, I still get the urge. Every single time I open my phone, there's a part of my brain whispering, "You should buy something." That voice doesn't go away. But now I know what that voice actually is. It's not me. It's not a need. It's a 200,000-year-old chemical system being exploited by a 21st century algorithm. And once you see it for what it is, it loses its power. Not all of it, but enough. Enough to put the phone down. Enough to let the cart sit for 72 hours. Enough to keep your money where it belongs, building something real instead of filling a box in your closet you'll never open. If this helped you see your spending brain a little more clearly, subscribe. Every week we decode one more piece of your money brain. I'll see you in the next one.